Have you been a buyer and wondered if you're actually getting a great deal when you're buying an investment property? Anytime you go and purchase a property, it always seems like the owners might be trying to cover something up, and you as a buyer, it's your job to uncover it. So today we're going to talk about 5 key ways you can make sure you as a buyer are getting a great investment. So first of all, always go back to the basics because there's nothing fancy. Real estate has always been a very practical, easy game to follow if you follow the rules. So the first one in real estate is location, right? Location, location, location. And it's really true. That's why it's the first rule in real estate, because making sure that you have a prime location is the first step to make sure that's going to be a great investment. So if you're purchasing in an area that's much more rural, that has a high vacancy, really think long and hard about that location, whether that is going to continue to be a property that will rent well and be a solid performer for you. And it could be that that owner is selling because it's not a great location. So analyze your location first. Make sure their job is continuing to grow, the local economy is expanding, that the population is growing, and that'll tell you if that'll be a good property. Secondly, what's happening in the local economy, in the local politics? It could be that if there's a political arm coming in that's really going to make it hard for landlords, you need to be very careful and aware of that. So prime example, New York City, they changed the landlord-tenant laws there and wiped out a tremendous amount of equity and value for a lot of owners as a result. So make sure you're aware of what the political and local economic situation is, or if there's a large employer that's planning on leaving and taking a lot of jobs with it, that could really hurt your property as well. So make sure you do your research on what's happening locally as the second measure. Third, look for maintenance, because maintenance costs can really kill you with a property if it has not been well maintained or updated. How old are the mechanicals? How old are the roof? How well is that property being maintained and serviced over the long term? That's going to be a huge contributor to whether it's going to provide long-term cash for you. The fourth one is the ways that the tenants pay utilities and whether there's a saving measure for them there as well. So for instance, a lot of tenants pay their own electric, but if electric rates keep going up, of course, your tenants are going to be very cost conscious of this. So providing ways for the tenant to save money, even though that might not be the first thing you think about, is going to contribute to your tenant wanting to stay and be a long-term great tenant. So making sure you have efficient windows and that it's not drafty, it's properly insulated. Those are going to be key contributors to helping to make sure your tenants are happy and stay long-term. And the fifth one is the tenant length and timeliness of payment. So oftentimes when an owner goes to sell, if they've had a hard time getting a unit vacant before they go to sell it, they'll make sure that they put someone in, even if that person does not have great credit or really meet the criteria they would normally have if they're planning to keep it. So really analyze how long the tenants have been there and make sure they're paying, because again, sometimes tenants don't pay and an owner will try to cover that up. So ensure that the rents are actually being received and that they have been there for a while, because that validates the fact that they're probably a good tenant. If they've been there a while, paying rent. So those are 5 tips to make sure that you are getting a great investment property when you purchase. I hope this brought you some value. If so, please like, comment, and share, and reach out to us if you're looking for investment property. And